Okay, thank you so much. I would love to come from I know a lot have been said, but there's this particular point I would love to make, and I'll reference psychology. There's something we call the climax of age in psychology, and some are the most common one is always between is around age 40, and some are always privileged to have their own around age 45. So anyone that gets to age 40, or rather any character that anyone exhibits up to the age of 40 or some 45, there is tendency that they may never change again till they die, because from age 1 to 40 the opportunity is always there for them to amend anything they need to amend, and some are always fortunate to have their own extended to age 45. How do I mean? There are some of our mothers, because of their social and economic background, they really don't have this level of civility, exposure, not intelligence now. Because I love to always differentiate some of these things. Some of our ladies, our sisters, they have the civility, they are exposed, they know what is happening in the outside world. But in terms of intelligence, that is actually very, I mean, it's lacking, and very seriously. So there's this particular experience I would love to share that I witnessed at the time. When I finished secondary school, I wanted to join the army. So I was with a certain family to prepare for my NDA exam. And there's this woman, when she gave birth, it's always like the mother of that lady, she's always welcome, and the mother-in-law is always very kind woman, but always not welcome. And I'm saying the kindness because of my own perception. There was this particular incident that happened. The woman, she assisted the lady in preparing some stuffs at evening time like this, and it was getting dark, and the old woman was in the dark trying to sort those stuffs, I think vegetable. And when this lady stepped in, the only thing that came out from her mouth was, Mama, kí ló tiẹ̀ ṣe yín gan-an, báwo lẹ ṣe máa ń gbàgbé nǹkan báyìí? Mo ti sọ fún yín ibi tán ti ń tanná kitchen. You know, these modern houses, you can on the lights, maybe the one of the corridor from the sitting room, everything was just somehow. So the old woman, perhaps she has forgotten. And I became terrified that how will a reasonable woman, for that matter, divulge such a thing from her mind, from her mouth, that mama ṣe ẹ kì í rántí nǹkan ní báwo lẹ ṣe máa gbàgbé ibi tán ti ń tanná. Then I'm saying this because some of the traits or characters that our mother-in-laws they exhibit, they are things they naturally would not do, assuming they are of age 40 downward. But now that they have extended, some of them in their 70s, some of them in their late 60s and in their early 60s, the brain is already getting retarded. And there are certain traits they will exhibit that even some, some will go so terrible that some will even regard their mother-in-law as a winch, whereas their own biological mother is exhibiting the same thing. This is not witchcraft coming to play. It is the normal psychology that we have all gone to school to learn that is playing out gradually, and which all of us we are still going to journey that part. So I just have this point to make, and it boils down to education. Our young ladies should go beyond superficial expression, physical outlook. They should invest more in knowledge seeking. As you are studying about how to raise your children, it is equally important at old age, because whether we like it or not, since they don't have any children anywhere, it is our own responsibility, because they nurtured us. Automatically they will become our own babies too, and we must understand how to take care of all of these people before they close their eyes in death. And in doing so, it requires a lot of knowledge investment. And lastly, let me add to it that I'm using myself as example. There's a way I deal with my mother right from when I have been in school. My mom is such a caring person, and I used to tell my friends that I wish to marry a wife that is like or better than my mother, because my mother is a perfect model of who a mother should be. My dad is a very principled person. For anyone that knows him, he doesn't take nonsense. Then I kept asking myself, my mother, they live together, and even with the principled nature of my father, she still manage him, and their everything is okay. What I'm trying to say in essence is this, that as we continue to we continue to climb the ladder of age, we should understand that everybody, there is a peculiar way to deal with everyone. When my wife tells me something, she knows my no, my yes is of, my okay is of two types, and she's the one that let me know that, and she learned that from my mom. Because when I won't do something, there is a type of okay that I will say that you yourself, you suspect that this is this is okay, is a fake okay. And my mom sat her down to tell her that, you see, this is my boy, I'm the last born of my mother. My mother, I mean, demystified me to her that, see, this boy can go to any length. If he sets his mind to achieve anything, just leave him alone. He's always very crazy about that. But as time goes by, I never knew that my mother has done a whole lot to my wife to tell her. Even my firstborn, our firstborn, his wife, told my wife a whole lot of things that, you see, this boy, he does this, he does that. But when I got married, I never knew that my wife was living, I mean, she's living with me with the knowledge she has acquired from my mother, that this boy, oh, just this is how you undo him, this is how you undo him. He's okay, he's of two type, and all of this. I'm saying this because it is not just enough for young lady to say, I want to marry a guy. As you are trying to know about his own mother, his own father, try to also, is a two-way thing. Ask question about the son that you want to marry, the guy that you want to marry, so that you not just marry someone who will end up at the end of the day send you to your early grave, now to a sister. Then conclusively, I think that will be my last comment. There was a particular experience I had, and I shared it with some people at the time. See, when there is a saying in Yoruba that ojú tó máa báyàn kalẹ̀ kò ní tàárọ̀ kùtù ṣe pin, meaning the eyes that we see till old age will not malfunction when you are young. There are certain things, and this is with due respect to elders in the house now. So, and there are things that we see in young ladies as young guys, and even as young ladies in young guys, that we know that if we attempt to invest our life, or to say we want to journey life with this person, that we are dead even while alive. So these things are point clear. There's no point attaching emotion to it. We can learn all of them. If it do not work, let it not work. Don't waste your time. Move ahead and let's be at your own peace. Thank you.